to us. We almost expected it.
Well, you should have expected it. And here's how disingenuous Elder Apostle Gabar is and Great Millstone is. Because why wouldn't you expect behavior that you taught us to do? You guys literally taught us to talk down to women, to beat and abuse women, to take women's money, to uh not take care of kids, to abandon women and children. This was literally prescribed by the elders of Great Millstone. We were young, impressionable in the faith, and this is what you poured into us. The very behavior you're saying you're not surprised about, that the sister is complaining about, is the very behavior that you guys encouraged us to do. I remember being young. I come in the truth.
All right, shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rechakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the others, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all Akim out there pushing his truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. All right, I'm the brother Shamar Moff from Great Millstone, Miami. Coming to you, Akim, with another quick lesson. Lord's will, this lesson be quick, edifying, and straight to the point. All right, and serves as a reproof, a rebuke, a correction, and an exhortation, all right, to the body. Okay. The title of this lesson is going to be beware of the false witness, or beware of false witness. All right. And this lesson is predicated on, I'm pretty sure brothers probably have seen it by now. Okay. Earlier today, yesterday, today, earlier today, that dude Alizé or Alazar, all right, Gorilla Hebrew, okay, got on the internet, all right, and proceeded to bear false witness, all right, against the apostles, the elders, all right, our teachers, and which you'll see the clip. I'll try to pin it to the beginning of the lesson. All right, but this guy, you know, he opened his mouth and he said that the apostles, basically he said that the behavior that himself and the those Genesis guys, Deacon Hakah, and the other guy, man, I forget his name, but you know, he you know, starting to notice that a lot of guys who fall out the truth or get kicked out the truth, all right, they always blame or try to put blame on the true teachers for their fuck up, man. All right, it's always somebody else's fault for their disobedience. It's always somebody else's fault for them breaking down the precepts wrong. It's always somebody else's fault when they fall into some sort of scandal. All right, these guys don't know how to take no accountability, and you know, just like their daddy the devil, the only thing that they can do is play the victim. All right, now this dude Alazar, you know, opened his mouth and said that the apostles, the elders, taught that you know, we're supposed to abuse our wives and you know, leave the household, forsake the children, whatever the case. The guy said, like I said, I'll pin in the beginning of the video, and he was basically going on and saying that the behavior that they had been displaying is the apostles' fault, because that's what the apostles taught. Now, that's a straight up lie. All right, the apostles never taught these particular things that this guy was mentioning. All right. Now, when it comes to, these certain scenarios and situations where, teachers or the prophets may tell a brother, to leave a woman or to leave the children, that's in the sense of when it comes to doing the work, all right, serving the Lord. Okay, if a woman is hindering your growth in this truth, or hindering your walk, all right, trying to give you an ultimatum, okay, making it about either her or the truth, or threatening to take the children away from you, or if you don't give up the Lord, then all right, use wisdom. We know that whatever we lose on this side, the Lord is going to give it back to us 100-fold. Okay? But no, the apostles never taught what these dudes, or what this dude said, man. So that's what I want to kind of go into today. To just beware, brothers and sisters, beware of that spirit of false witness. All right, basically lying on people. That's not of the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. And that's what I want to kind of get into today. All right. But the first precept I want to get is Romans 16 and 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them." So, this lesson is to mark, all right, that dude Alizé or Alazar, all right, Gorilla Hebrew, whatever his name is, all right, because he's going around spewing these lies, man. So our job is to mark these individuals. That's why you will constantly see, all right, until the Lord shuts the internet down, you will constantly see, starting with the apostles and the elders and the bishops on down, you will constantly see videos be put up, okay, of certain individuals, all right? It's not in the sense that that's all we want to do is talk about these individuals. No, it's to mark them, man, especially because a lot of these guys go off on a doctrine. Our job as shepherds, our job as teachers, all right, as prophets, okay, is to make sure the flock, the congregation, all right, knows right from wrong, man, and understands and knows who to follow and who to avoid. All right, and that's why these lessons come out. And in this particular lesson, all right, avoid that guy Alazar. There's a lot of stuff could be said about the guy, all right, but those things have already been said. I don't need to go into them. Just the point of beware of that spirit, man. Okay. Now the first precept that I want to get concerning this topic, let's go to Proverbs 6 real quick. All right. This is the book of Proverbs 6. And we'll start at verse 16. It says, these 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look. All right, so that's one thing that the Lord hates, is a proud look. All right, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Okay, a lying tongue. The Lord hates a lying tongue, man. The Lord hates one that sits and comes up with fibs and stories, all right, and false scenarios and put on individuals, man. The Lord hates that. Okay? So again, beware of that shit. All right? Beware of that shit, man. Okay, verse verse 18, it says, and hand, so like in heart that devises wicked iniquities, feet that be swift in running to mischief. Verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. All right. So the Lord not only hates a lying tongue, the Lord also hates a false witness that speaketh lies, man. And, you know, as it seems, man, the Lord is showing us more and more of his, his distaste, all right, and his disapproval in those guys like Alizé, Hakar, Hassad and Hakar, whatever these niggas' names are, man. Who cares? All right. And all these other guys, man, that done came, are still here or came and left, that at one point or another, okay, opened their mouths and proceeded to spill false witness and slander concerning the apostles, the elders, and various men of Great Millstone, man. Okay? When we read the scriptures, we can clearly see that the Lord does not like that type of behavior, all right? And therefore, if those individuals are displaying those characteristics, it's safe to say that the Lord has an issue with them, all right? And it's only a matter of time before the Lord makes those individuals' judgment, all right, public, okay? Moving on, let's go to Leviticus 19 and verse 16. All right, let's go to the law, okay? What does the law say, man? This is Leviticus 19 and 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord Yahweh. All right, so it says we're not supposed to go up and down as a talebearer. All right, let's go see what talebearer is. Okay. Leviticus 19 and 16. It's a talebearer. All right, talebearer, Strong's H 7400. All right, it says Racha Y'all. Racha Y'all. I believe that's that. A slanderer, a talebearer, informer, someone who carries tales, okay? A slanderer. Let's go look that up in the Etamon real quick. So see what a talebearer is, which we already see what it is. Okay, a talebearer, a tattletale, someone who carry a fable. Let's see what Google says. Just want to get a simple definition, which the Blue Letter gave us a good one, a slanderer. All right. Bearer. Let's see. All right. A person who spreads gossip, secrets, etc., that may cause trouble or harm. All right, that's what a talebearer is. Okay, examples are busybody. All right, a blabber. Okay, a gossiper. All right, a meddler. Okay, a rumor monger, scandal monger, a whisperer. Okay, that's what a talebearer is. All right, someone who gossips, someone who lies. And usually when it's taking someone's information and taking it and running with it and giving it to other people, which these dudes have done before. All right. But the Lord said he's against that stuff, and we're not supposed to do that. All right. So we're not supposed to be busybody in other men's affair, finding out what somebody doing, discovering a secret, and then going around and just telling somebody else about it. You ain't supposed to be doing that. All right, we're not supposed to be lying. We're not supposed to be slandering. We're not supposed to be coming up with stories and lying on individuals, man. All right, because the Lord, okay, is against that. Let's go to the book of Psalms 101 real quick. Salakia. Psalms 101 and 5. It says, whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will not I suffer. So the Lord said, if a person is a slanderer or a talebearer, all right, the Lord is going to cut him off, man. Okay. Proverbs 19. I'm gonna rapid fire these precepts, man, because this is something that we've learned. Well, we should have learned from youth, man. All right, even before the scriptures, man. Before we came to the knowledge and understanding of the ways of that, the ways that pleased the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. All right, growing up in school or growing up as a child, we all learned, all right, and we were raised, or we should have been raised and should have learned to not lie, man. Okay, not bear false witness. That was something I know in the in the Levite household, which I believe Alizé is supposed to be a Haitian. So what's up, man? But it's something that we're supposed to learn, man. In the Levite household, they don't play about that shit. That lying on people shit, that shit don't go. That shit don't fly. It don't fly in the Levite house, man. You get your ass, shredded, man. Belt the ass for lying on somebody. So how is it that this is something that we teach our children, and we were taught when we were younger, but here it is, you get older, and just because you in your goddamn feelings, just because you jealous that the Lord is dealing with the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the brothers in a great millstone and the like, and the spirit has been removed from you, so now you want to go lie, the Lord gonna judge you, man. Speaking to you, Alazar, the Lord has a heavy judgment coming for you. And again, like I mentioned, he's going to make it very, very public. All right. This is the book of Proverbs 19 and 5. It says, a false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Plain. All right. You cannot escape, man. Okay. All right. The Lord has something coming for you, man. And especially that you speaking that against his anointed, the ones that his anointed servants, I should say. All right. The apostles, the elders, the bishops, the true prophets. All right. The Lord has called us to this ministry, to this work. Those will we be chosen. And you got dudes like that guy open his mouth and straight lying. All right. Like, bro, don't you remember what happened to Miriam and Aaron? How they got checked by the Lord for opening their mouth and speaking against Moses, the Lord's servant. And the Lord turned Miriam into a leprous. All right, gave her leprosy. Okay, for speaking against Moses. All right, the Lord made that judgment very open. Okay, and He's gonna do the same thing to those guys, man. All right, because why? Everything that individual says, all right, it's supposed to be brought with evidence. That's why every time you see the apostles and the elders and the bishops and the men of Great Millstone, every time we do a lesson and we're calling somebody on their bullshit, what do? We bring out receipts. All right, we show that this is in fact what this individual said. We're not putting words in people's mouth. All right, we're not lying. No, this is what they said on YouTube. Here's the link. Here's the clip. All right, here's the transcript so you can read it. All right, so you can know that this person is against the Lord. But that's not what these guys do. All right, these guys just get on the internet and get in their feelings and just start to talk shit. All right, and a lot of times it's so that way they could cause some type of division, man. And that's one thing that the Lord also hates, man. Someone that causes discord among brethren. So again, there's an evil. I said there's an evil. There's a judgment coming for that guy, man. All right, and it won't be pretty. All right, because as the scriptures tell us in the book of Matthew 12:36, I say unto you that every idle word that men speak, so like that man shall speak, they shall give an account therefore in the day of judgment. All right, so you're gonna have to answer for your lies and your slanders, man. Okay, those dudes, a lot of them are gonna have to answer for their slanders, man. And the Lord, all right, is going to again make that a very, very public thing. All right. So with that, Lord's word assessment was edifying. I want to give again all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops, Great Millstone, citations. To Allah, keep my dear pushes truth, and all truth is sincerity, diligently throughout the four corners. Shalom.